Okay, we're ready to make creamy tomato Thai soup. And this is probably my very favorite soup ever. So what we have, I have everything set up here for it. And what we have are 3 tomatoes. These are large tomatoes, medium to large size. 1 red pepper, a quarter of an onion, red onion, sweet onion, either one is fine. I have a young Thai coconut, which I've just opened and drank the water from, so I'm going to have to use a cup of regular water, but if I had saved the coconut water, it would be delicious in it. But I was taking phytoplankton, it's really good with phytoplankton, I couldn't help it and I drank it, sorry. So that's okay though, because it's still going to taste amazing because we still have the coconut meat, which is going to give it the coconutty flavor. And if you don't have coconut meat, you can substitute a couple different ways. It's still going to taste delicious if you soak cashews. Soak about 1/3 of a cup of cashews, and that'll swell up to about 1/2 cup, and substitute that. Soak cashews for a couple hours, drain them, and use those in place of the coconut meat. And another substitute would be some coconut butter. You could use a couple tablespoons of coconut butter instead, and some water. So I'm going to use 1/2 cup of the coconut meat because I have it, and the authentic is what we like the most, and a cup of water, coconut water if you have it. Okay, we have olive oil, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a tablespoon of namashoyu, 2 tablespoons of raw agave, 2 tablespoons of lemon. Lime would work also if you have lime. I had lemon, so that's what we're using. Either will be fine. An avocado, basil leaves. These are huge basil leaves. So it calls for 4, and I love basil, and they're all going in. 1 jalapeno. If you don't want it so spicy, you can cut this down and just use half. You can even just use a quarter if you really don't want it spicy. I'll probably use half, even though I love it spicy. But just in case, if the people I'm sharing it with don't like it quite that hot, then you can always add a little bit of cayenne after if necessary. I'm using ginger. This is 3/4 of an inch, so it's going to be about a tablespoon of chopped ginger, and 1 garlic clove. And I also have at the side, I'm going to taste it when this is all blend, and add a dash of pepper, cayenne, cumin, and salt. And I will adjust that just to taste, but basically about 1/8 of a teaspoon of each, just a little bit for flavor. So I am going to start and chop my tomatoes up and put those in first, and my vegetables. So I've already washed these. I just need to take off the stem, get rid of that. And this is really easy because everything is just going to, getting the ingredients together is really the most complicated part, because now everything just goes in your blender and gets blended together. Put these in. I'll put my basil leaves in too. I'm going to add the cup of water. Blend it just to kind of condense it down so I can fit more into my blender basically. There we go. This is going to make one full blender. Onion. Just going to take the outer layer off. And the end. Ginger. The beauty of blending is the stuff really doesn't need to be chopped at all. It just goes right in. If you press down on the garlic clove, it just slides right out of the skin around it. I'm going to put half the jalapeno in. Be very careful when working with these. not to get it under your nails or scratch your eyes with it, because they can be very, very hot. So half a jalapeno, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to add everything except the olive oil and the avocado. And then I'm going to add those at the end. 2 tablespoons of agave. Which is optional. If you're on a sugar-free diet and you can't have the sugar, you can just add a dash of stevia or just omit it altogether. 1 tablespoon of nam shoyu. And our coconut meat. This is nice and fresh and light, so we're not going to get a lot of skin on the back of it. Sometimes you get the darker shell and it's on there, and usually it'll just peel off. You can just peel it off with your fingers, and if not, you can take a vegetable peeler and just scrape it and it'll come right off. So we want half a cup. There we go, half a cup. So just take the little brown bits off. And that goes in. Okay, so I'm going to blend it and taste it, and then we'll add our other seasonings and our fatty ingredients to give it the thick creaminess. We'll add our avocado, which adding the avocado is going to cut down on the spiciness a little bit too. The fat it somehow absorbs it or makes it slide more, not as strong on the tongue. So check it before it goes in. There's a little bit of a bad spot on this one, right here. Sometimes it's hard to know with avocados until you open them up. But anyway, that's brown, just scrape it off. That's great. Just put it here. And this end looks great. So that can just go in. It's a great moisturizer, avocado. So you can rub it into your hands, all over your body, and it's great. Okay, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, which isn't really very much fat, and the fat from the avocado is such a good fat. It's and the fat from the coconut too. Those are going to give it the smooth and creaminess, but they're such good oils for you. Even olive oil isn't very bad, but especially the avocado and the coconut, they actually go into your cells and they clean out the bad fats. So a lot of times you can, if you want to lose weight, you can actually eat fatty foods, if it's natural fatty foods like coconut or avocado, and it's going to help you eliminate the fat that you don't want in your body, the toxic fat that gets stored in the cells. It helps wash it and clean it out. Somehow it tracks it and draws it out, and it's very, very good for you. And gives you smooth skin, and so you don't get lines as well. Some fats are it's night and day, the difference between the types of fats there are and what they do in your body, and these are really good for you. Okay, if you notice, because I have such a full blender full, the tomatoes were like, each tomato was like 2 tomatoes. It really was huge. Such a full blender full. It was all going in the middle except just a little bit at the edge, so I opened up and used the spatula just to help it down a little bit, which worked well. And this is the best. Okay, that's good. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want. It makes a lot, but it'll save until tomorrow, so we can have a couple bowls tonight, a couple bowls tomorrow. If I'm eating it by myself, I probably could finish it. If you were making it and you were the only one eating it, you might want to half the recipe because it's a lot. This could easily be 4 bowls of soup, four very substantial bowls of soup. So if you're having people over, it's a perfect size for the recipe. But if you're a single person eating it, you might want to half it because it does make a lot. Although the vegetables were larger, it would make this much. So that's it. Now you can just serve it and decorate it. If you wanted to use your blender and take some more of the coconut meat, if you had a bit left over, with a little bit of water, like 3-to-1 coconut meat to water, more coconut meat, and blend it together to make like a coconut cream, you could swirl it on here, and that would be really beautiful. Or a couple cilantro leaves would be nice on there, chopped up. Or just like this, chopped red pepper is fine on top if you want to decorate, if you're serving it to someone for a nice finale. But hey, I'm eating it myself and it's great just like this. I'm so happy to have it. So that's it. Enjoy it.